Hi guys, in this class we will discuss about creating MySQL database practically. So in this class we will learn how you can create a MySQL database. So first of all you have to open local server php myadmin. This URL you have to open in browser. This is on the local server, and then create a database manually. So using query, using command, we will learn in next chapter how you can create a database using query. So I open browser in which we will learn how you can create a MySQL database. Now I open web browser. Now get a new tab and type localhost / you have to type php myadmin php myadmin, and then php myadmin is open. Now here you can create a database and see your result in the form of table. For example, these are built-in table. When you install XAMPP, these some database or come with that installation. You can create a database clicking on this new keyword database name. For example, php test. Database name is php test, or my db test, my database test. Create, click on create. Database is created. After creating database, what you have to do, you have to create table. After creating table, you have to insert data and then update data, delete data, retrieving. So these are different operations we have to perform. Now in this class we have to learn how you can create database. Just click on new keyword and type here database name and click on create. Database will be created. After creating database, what we have to do, we have to make a connection with this database using PHP. Now I open Visual Studio Code, and then what I have to do, I have to save this file. This is a chapter of MySQL PHP course, MySQL. Inside MySQL connection.php. Now what I have to do, I have to just remove these files. I have to run both course. I will also create that lecture. Now connection.php, what I have to do, I have to get some information from database. For example, server name, and then I need some information. For example, username, and then user password, and then what you need database name also you need. So this information you have to need, or you have to retrieve from your php myadmin backend. Click on your database mydb test and click on privileges, and you can see that there are one user. This is a root localhost, and this is your username. This is your username of this database. You have to type here, this is a username in root. So to write php, we start php tag inside that one. You have to write your php coding. Now this is a root, and what is the server? Server is a local server. You can see that you can also write in this way, or you can also write local host in this way. There is no password. When you click on this root, add privileges, you can see that it's writes and when you click on change password, you can see there is no password, so you can leave this blank, user password blank, and database name, mydb test, this is our database name, and then put a semicolon and semicolon. What we have to do, we have to run this one, MySQLi connect. This is a function that is used to make connection with database in PHP. Using MySQLi extension, we want to make connection with database as we created. Now we take parameter, for example server name and username, user password, and database name. Store in a variable, for example connection con, and then we check if there is no connection. Not means there is no connection. What you have to do, you have display message. Die keyword is used to display message. For example, connection is failed to make connection, sorry, is failed, and MySQLi connect error. This method display a error in proper form. In else part, you can write here in echo connection is created. Now I open that file in a PHP course, MySQL connection, syntax error. There is a syntax error. What is syntax error? Here is, and then refresh, you can see that connection is created. For example, I provide a invalid username. For example, Faisal is a username, but there is no such user here. You can see that user is privileges. You can see that only there is a root user. When you create database, by default you get a root username, no password, local host. This information is a by default set. When I say this file, run this, you can see that this error is generating because you are providing a invalid username. So different error you will get. And I provide a root valid username and refresh this one, connection is created. For example, I provide invalid database name, refresh, unknown database. You can see that my database test. Now in this class, what we learn how you can create a database. After creating database, you need these some information to make connection with your database. Without connecting your database, you cannot perform different operations. For example, using PHP, you cannot insert data, you cannot update data, you cannot delete or retrieve data. Different operations you cannot perform using PHP extension like MySQLi if you did not want to make connection. It is very necessary to make connection with your database. To make connection, you need this information, and using this method function MySQLi _connect, provide this information as parameter and then check whether it is connected or not.